Hey Scorpio, welcome to your October reading. I can't believe that it's October already. Time is just flying by. But in saying that, I felt like September was also like a century long. So it's kind of like it's flying by, but also taking forever. Okay, so the first column is your keywords. I'm doing the same layout as last month. However, there's 4 columns. I don't know if I used 4 last month or not. I was just drawn to do that when I started doing these readings. And then in the main deck, I'm using the Everyday Witch Tarot. So yeah, it's the same as last time. Keywords, the energy you're in, and the energy where you're heading towards. What I'm using as a table is not the best. It's a slidey. But it's a bit too late to change it now. So we're working with what we got. Okay, Scorpio, let's have a look. First one you're starting with is reverse, so pay attention. The Lady of Lightning. Surprises, sometimes shock, total paradigm shift. I do feel like for you that at the moment, I feel like the changing of energies to being more positive is kind of shocking for you, and like feels like it's kind of as though things have been so bad for so long, or things have been so dormant for so long, just something being very much always this way, that I feel like the change and the shift that you've been getting recently is kind of like welcomed, but also like what's happening, too good to be true kind of feel for you. But I kind of want to say like this shift is changing. This is what you've been working towards to create the energy that you're sitting in now. With this card, it very much is expect a change, expect something to kind of, and I actually feel as well, actually, as I'm saying that, what's coming to my mind is kind of expecting a kind of an opposite, like it's kind, and it literally is, it's like going from one thing to literally full 180 to that, to being completely opposite. So expect that is what I want to say, because I feel like it's like something you're not expecting as well. Whoa, the cat just fell from really high up. Careful there, tarot. Okay, your first card in this column is 6 of Wands in reverse. Okay, so the energy you're in currently with this is that I feel as though perhaps you are not as open to receiving. I feel as though maybe this is the whole point, like for quite some time, Scorpio, you've kind of had your walls up, so you haven't really been open to receiving. Here it feels like as though you were kind of open to it in the energy you're in currently, but there's resistance still there. Again, it feels a little bit like wounds, and I think this is where they're not really wanting to believe in what the change, if that makes sense, like expecting the worst. Like I feel like sometimes if we go through trauma, we can be programmed in a way where if something good happens, we expect something bad to happen, or it's too good to be true. And that's the energy I kind of feel like with this 6 of Wands for you, is that I feel as though you're not as open to receiving as you should be. Yeah, that's completely what that card gives me for you. Quite interesting way, because that's not normally how I would read that card. Where the energy that you are moving towards with this. Okay, so once you embrace this, embrace the change, I feel like it's opened you up to like kind of really positive times. I feel as though actually with this, it is like you are opening up and you are warming to kind of this year. It's felt like it's been so kind of cold and down. Kind of tough, and it's been like that for all of us, but for you, Scorpio, I feel as though this is a time now where you are able to kind of appreciate where you're in. So I'm loving that, and I do think this time is about you growing that trust. But bearing in mind, we've just had, and I'm still in now for a couple more days, Mercury retrograde energy, right? So that probably tested your resolve. There's these little things that kind of had you thinking, oh yeah, see, it might be too good to be true. Coming out of this, I think you will really see that, hang on, no, it is right, it is okay, I can stop panicking. And I think sometimes with that Mercury retrograde energy, with it forcing communications, forcing us to face a lot of things, that it can kind of add a kind of negative doubts and self kind of criticism, self kind of sabotage in there. And that's what I feel like this is just a moment of energy that you're in right now. It's fine. You're moving through it towards this contentment, which I'm loving. And yeah, being able to feel the gratitude of all that you have and all that you've built as well. And I do want you to take a moment to actually see how far you have come this year alone and in your life, but to this point, that's got you to be in this moment of gratitude. I feel like that could be a very positive thing to do. The top card in the next column, we have the Hawk Prince. Oh, I like him. Spirit communication, paying attention. This is a very great time for intuition, specifically this month. I feel like it is very heightened intuition for this time of year. If you're in the northern hemisphere, sorry, you're coming to Halloween, so we've got the thinning of the veil, etc. So you may have like spirit communications around you. You may have your guides giving you a little more attention because you are able to kind of communicate that, channel it more freely, because again the thinning of the veil is making you more susceptible, and especially because I feel like as Halloween comes, because I'm from the UK originally, as Halloween comes, you do start just being more aware of the creepies, aware of the good, the bad, and that awareness alone, it's like you kind of do channel it more freely without even realizing that's what you're doing, and I feel this for you. So pay attention to what you feel and the vibes. Listen to your ancestors, and if you do practice witchcraft or spirituality that honors your ancestors, I do advise doing that, because this is the best time of year to do it. Specifically Northern Hemisphere, but again in the Southern Hemisphere, for sure as well. Sorry, my cats are... I have this is my storage / office / recording, and I have this massive shelf next to me, which is all my storage boxes, because I should be moving sooner or later, and they climb all the way to the top, and they're just jumping down off of each individual ones. I am definitely channeling ancestral energy through that, so communicate. And bear in mind, if you don't wish, like, by communicate, I mean honor them. Light a candle, say a prayer, release them of their burdens, and heal your ancestral line. I feel like this is a great opportunity to do that, in saying, hey, we're here, we want to help you in your journey. Your first card is the energy which you're in now. With this energy is the Hermit in reverse. So you have done the work to get to this place where you are channeling this through. This is what I feel like for you, Scorpio. I really do feel as though all the work that you've done this year is really paying off. And for some of you, I can sense that you've done some spiritual work to get into this kind of place. As I'm saying that, kind of meditation could be really great for you during this time. But I feel as though some of you have actually been really working on that kind of thing. And I do think, thinking on the readings that I've done for you in the past this year, I kind of feel as though there was this moment where things were, I can't think of how it was. I don't remember my readings, but it's kind of triggering me, pulling me in, as though like things were kind of where, whoa, chaos, don't know where you stand. And I feel like that could invite you to really need to take time for yourself, meditate, realize where you are in your time of life. And I feel like that's this energy that you're in, that you have prepared yourself for this moment. And that gets you into a very spiritual, heightened, high vibrational way of being. And again, open for this kind of channel. I'm just feeling a lot of intuition, a lot of guides, and I feel like they're there helping you figure out the next step, actually. Where are you heading with this? Yeah, so we have the Page of Pentacles. It is in reverse. So I think you need to realize that this is a journey and not a destination. So even though you've put a lot of work in, and that can kind of resonate with what I was saying with the Lady of Lightning, of feeling as though it's too good to be true. I feel like sometimes when people start doing healing, we think, oh, I've healed myself now, I'm done. Like, healing's never complete. There's always more healing, more to do, or even just going through cycles, then we kind of gain more trauma. I think actually I touched on this with someone in the last month as well, because I feel like I said that we don't realize that even if you get yourself into a healed state, life is still happening around us. For example, we have worldwide things that happen, like the spreading of a virus, wars, and all these other things. It does enter our own energy field, and creates and activates and re-brings up all these little wounds and that we didn't realize are opening, that it is affecting us, and just people in our everyday life is doing that too. So I really think what I'm saying with this is that your healing is a journey. So I feel like stop expecting things to just come together and be perfect. Life is not perfect. The imperfections is what makes life so great. The fact that you can enjoy it and ride with it and experience life. You're here for the human experience, and that's exactly what you are doing. Even if it has hard times and it sucks, and you're like, why? I totally resonate with that. It's acknowledging that you're in a journey. And I think that's where you're moving on to with this is appreciating the journey you're on. And I get a lot of gratitude in this energy you're moving towards. It happened in the Nine of Cups, and now it's here in this Page of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like it really is about stepping into an appreciation, and also like a next stage as well. Like something is coming for you that emotionally and mentally and spiritually, it feels really good. I'm loving that. Okay, this is in reverse again. We have the map maker of destiny. Now that's what was drawing me in with that Page of Pentacles, was the map, and you now have the map here. So it's relevant. I'll see if it brings anything up. Authentic purpose, inspiration, and free will. Okay, so to me that really resonates again with what I'm saying. I am finding with you, like I'm just saying words and it's all just coming out of me, and I'm kind of loving that. That's how we want a flow to flow, right? And here, this is just really just exactly what I just said with that Page of Pentacles, the beginning on a journey, something very spiritual, very healing, growing, like great growth. Now this can be what, like, can make us feel as though it's all too much as well. So be aware that when we are going through spiritual growth, it is a bit of a roller coaster because it's about learning. So we will start to really kind of understand ourselves and go hi, but then it'd be like, hang on, no, because you missed that, you didn't understand that quite so right, so I'm just going to give you a little bit of that experience again, maybe in a different way. But then it's about acknowledging how you react to something and thinking, hang on, I was supposed to learn that when I went through that, and I can feel that it's bringing up the same emotions. Like, that's what it is. Sometimes it's not even the same experiences bringing the same emotions up. It's the emotion side of things that say you need to heal this area. Perhaps it's that you are too easily jealous of what other people have, jealous of, you know, the person you're in a relationship with having friends or not spending as much time with you. If it's triggering something in you, and that keeps being triggered, this same kind of emotion, that's where the healing is. And I feel like this is part of your journey that you are discovering. But again, it is a journey, and I feel as though you have a destination in mind, which is why I feel like I said that you need to realize that there is no destination. It is all about keeping going in the life cycle kind of thing. Again, we have a feather, we have a fairy in this. I'm just getting this guides, this angelic help around you through this. It feels very, very spiritual, Scorpio. The energy you're in at the moment is the Empress, and I feel as though this is kind of the energy in with you. I feel as though you cannot accept that you can have it all, or that you have all that you need around you, and that I feel as though you feel that it's kind of all out of your control. And it's not. You are manifesting the life that you're in at this moment. You are the leader. You have the free will, which I think it said there in the map maker of destiny. You are controlling this. You are controlling your journey to as much as you possibly can, is what I want to say here. This is what it feels like for you. But yeah, again, just this unawareness, or not even unawareness. It's more as though, like, purposely you are kind of in this bubble of not feeling as though you can have exactly what you have, or that, again, it might slip away. Just, I don't fully feel like I'm grasping onto the right words that I feel here. It's just as though there's something that you do not want to accept in the moment. But I do feel like this is but a moment kind of energy, because again, all the ones you're leading towards are giving me this totally different energy, but it's what you're working with. So if you need to kind of think, you know, but what is it, that thing that keeps recurring and keeps healing? If you're not quite sure, I can very much see really in this that it is a level of acceptance for yourself. Have a think on how that would apply for you. Like, what are you not accepting? And then I feel like exploring the whys can help you really understand yourself and see the beauty in yourself. The thing with working with our shadows, it's not about highlighting the negatives and then thinking, oh my God, I'm such a bad person because of this. It's realizing that you're not a bad person, that you are a vulnerable person. We all have these vulnerabilities, and that's what makes us special. That's what makes us who we actually are in this lifetime. And we're supposed to see that and work with ourselves. And I feel like this is something that you're touching on. The energy you're going towards with this is again a page as well. So 2 pages here with this spirituality. I feel like you're very much in this new way of thinking vibe, and you're in the kind of stepping into that exploration of this. The page to me very much gives me kind of like apprentice vibes is how I sort of see it, and it's as though it's like we're ready to take the steps into it, but we're kind of just dipping our toes in and exploring, which is great. The Page of Cups is all about being creative, and I feel as though this again is a new energy, and so you are kind of hesitant within this kind of exploring and being creative. I feel like you like rules, or you like things to go a certain way, and the whole point of spirituality, the whole point of flowing with life, is sometimes just let things flow. And that is a universal energy at the moment, is telling us to just ride with it, stop trying to force something, stop trying to control something. And I do feel like that is something that you are working through as well here. But it's really positive. I get this really positive vibe for you, Scorpio, as though you're heading to a really good energy of newness. Like it's completely changing, like turning a new chapter for yourself. And it very much feels, again, mentally, spiritually, and all round attracting that abundance through that channel. The next card, pay attention, it is in reverse. The Eyes of Beauty, positive expectations and clarity. And again, this kind of flows as though it's like our columns are traveling on a journey. And so to me, this is like, so then after undergoing this part towards the end of October, yours is, that's how it went with the earth signs, I think, yesterday. And yeah, it's about, again, having more positive expectations, having clarity on the life that you're living. And I do feel like it's seeing the beauty of you and shining light on that. This is feeling very much about the self. And again, universally, there is a big spotlight on ourselves at the moment, about the work on ourselves. I feel like the universe is telling us, let's start healing each individual, and then you can channel that out into the people around you by being a good influence. So you have a cat butt on you, and you're going to start seeing all of my sites where I just put all my card boxes and things. Yeah, and this is exactly how I'm feeling, is really magnified for you specifically, Scorpio. I'm loving it though. And I feel like, again, you have this way of wanting to hide yourself. Guys, seriously? Stop sitting on the bloody camera. Let's move down as well. Sorry, guys. Virgo had bloody vibrations from my bloody washing machine. The cat's knocking, kids interrupting. It was a bit of a nightmare, but we gotta do what we gotta do, right? And yeah, I get this sense of you liking to hide yourself, and I just feel like this is a time you're gonna bloom, and it's gonna be less about hiding who you are and more about being comfortable, just authentically be yourself. And the energy you're with in this one is the Chariot, and that is about using all the wisdom to going forward. And I feel like for you specifically, things are changing in the way that you are completely. And again, this is like the Lady of Lightning, like full 180. I feel as though where one time a day, again, you would shut down, you would hide yourself off, that you're no longer accepting that you are going to be that way, that you're not accepting that energy in your life anymore. And you're going to see things more positively. You're going to choose the right things for yourself, even if that means being uncomfortable. And you're not going alone, you have your tribe with you, and this really feels as though you're on your way to a more wholesome life of, taking care of your needs and expressing that more clearly with those you love as well. And I do feel like you've had someone with you along this way who is showing you this kind of unconditional love. I get that feeling here that you have a great support with you, and they're put next to you for a reason. And I think it's really showing you how to embrace that unconditional love, and it's there for you so you can be who you are authentically without having to worry about the outside world and other people's negative influences, where in the past I do feel like it might have crushed you a little bit, like someone says something and you take it to heart because it's like this sensitivity. I feel as though now you can own this sensitivity, like, yeah, I am quite sensitive to the outside, and that's what makes me really me. You know, that's what makes you, and I do think Scorpio typically are quite sensitive to criticism, but not in like a bad way. I feel like it could be channeled in a bad way, but I think like that's part of being a spiritual soul, is being sensitive to others. And I think once you realize that that is something that happens, it's your power. You have control of it now. You have the power of it to really, you know, choose whether or not that person is good enough to influence, you know. And I think how, just on that topic, how I deal with that is like, sorry, Magic, can you move your big butt, please? The way I work on that is that when somebody angers me by, you know, they've said something about me, I'm like, do I know this person? Do they know me? Do I care what they think? And like 99% of the time, there's an aeroplane now, 99% of the time is I don't care what that person thinks, because unless they are somebody I love, somebody I care about, they can think what they like. They can tell people what they like, because the people who know me, they know the truth. And that's a really good attitude to have, because we shouldn't be letting people that we do not care for, did you see it, affect our energy. Because again, that's their trauma, not yours. Yeah, did you see it? You see the aeroplane? So your final card, where you're heading with this, is the Seven of Pentacles. And this is a really great card to have. Sorry, he's all spitsy and stuff. Did you see it? I didn't see it. Again, there's that person who I feel is giving you this unconditional love in your life. I feel as though they are here reaping the rewards with you, and I feel like you are coming into an energy where you can see all that you're growing, and again, this person with you is benefiting from you being this better version of yourself. And I say a better version just because I feel like you've been really through the like ups and downs, that you have been acting kind of out of sorts. I feel like I said that to you, Scorpio, a few months back, saying it feels like you're being a certain way and it's not authentic to who you are, and this feels as though you are really coming out of your shell to really show who you are, and this other person's able to appreciate this as well, and it's bringing both of you lots of love and happiness and abundance. This is why I feel like this, and it's like, I want to say I feel as though this is really more about you, seeing how far you've come though, not worrying too much about anybody else. I do want to say that here for some reason. But yeah, everything's going good. It really does feel like you're coming, by the end of October, that you're in a really good space, and I'm loving that. Harvest, take care, don't spend too much is what I want to say for some reason. Scorpio, I don't know why, so apply that where you need to. But I have this feeling as though it's time for you to harvest your finances. So yeah, be aware if there's anything that's gonna, like, if you feel as though, oh, maybe I should splurge on this, I don't think now is the time. But yeah, take it as you will, Scorpio. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next month.